if you're a fan of Descent, Journeys in the Dark, stay tuned. We'll have a review for Shards of Everdark Hero and Monster Collection. This is going to be the third expansion that we've unboxed and reviewed for Descent, Journeys in the Dark. This time it's Shards of Everdark, Hero and Monster Collection. Tom, when did this come out?
This came out a little over a month ago. Beginning of July.
Nice, nice. Is this the latest Hero Monster Pack?
This is the latest.
Cool. Is there any type of theme with this box?
It's very warrior heavy themed. A lot of hard hitters for monsters as well.
Do we want to take a look at what's included in this expansion?
Absolutely.
All right. So of course it's a hero and monster collection. So let's start out with the heroes. Tom, what's the first hero that you've got there?
We're gonna start off with the only scout in this set. It is Arvel Worldwalker. Basic stats are the 4-10 health, 4 speed, 4 fatigue, and 3 for stats all the way around.
Wow, that's pretty unusual to have those as high all the way across.
The only other character I know to have evens is Lindell. They're one of 2 characters that have all even stats that I know of.
Nice.
This character's hero ability, each time you fail an attribute test, you're going to recover a fatigue, which is a nice ability. Her second half is once per round when you fail an attribute test, you may re-roll that test instead of recovering your fatigue. So essentially it is a re-roll for a fatigue once per round as well.
Gotcha.
So that can be very handy at times,
sure,
as we've seen before.
Yep, absolutely.
And your once per mission heroic feat. Used during your turn, you can return up to 2 of your class cards to your class deck, then gain any number of class cards from your class deck worth an equal amount of XP for those class cards. Essentially, you can trade in existing class cards for new class cards that you didn't have yet.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
The character?
Very nice. It's a nice little hunter with like a wolf
cloak
on. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Next up, we have the hero One Fist.
One Fist.
One Fist, and he has...
One fist.
One fist.
Imagine that.
Absolutely.
Okay. What is he? He looks like a brute.
Warrior.
Warrior, yep.
Warrior class. Same stats as the previous character. 4 for speed, 10 for health, and 4 for fatigue. Mm-hmm. Also a gray defense die. Stats 3, 3, 2, 3.
Not too bad.
Yep, pretty even all the way around. Here's a unique hero ability. If one of your hands is empty, add 1 yellow power die to each of your melee attacks.
Okay, so you get more dice for your attacks.
Yeah, I guess the hooked hand gives you a little bit more attack.
Alright.
I guess.
So if you don't want to have two-handed weapons with this guy, you want to have one-handed weapon with one-handed weapon, and so you can use that extra yellow die with it.
Absolutely, unless you really know it's going to upset. You have already a lot of attack dice,
sure,
so maybe you don't need to worry. But if, But starting out, great ability.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like it.
Heroic feat that you use once per mission. Use when you are defeated to perform a melee attack. For each monster you defeat during this heroic feat, you may perform 1 additional melee attack. Then you are knocked out.
So it knocks you out when you use it.
Well, it's what you use when you are defeated.
Oh,
so you're already knocked out.
Sure.
You counterattack with a melee attack, and each monster you kill, you get an additional melee attack. So if you were to kill 3 in a row, you get
3 additional attacks.
3 additional melee attacks.
I gotcha. Okay. It's kind of situational, but it could come in handy.
Could be beneficial past the grave there.
Yep.
We have One Fist, and
he's got a big spear type weapon and then a hook for a hand. He looks kind of like an orc.
A very large orc type of character.
Very cool.
Nice. Next up we have Karnan.
Wow, he kind of looks like a cross between a caveman and Sasquatch.
Stats 4 speed, 14 health, 3 fatigue, and your standard gray defense die. He has a 2-6-1-2, very high in the strength attribute category. Pretty much not failing that. more than likely.
Yeah, no, I think that's the highest I've ever seen for an attribute.
Each hero ability, each time a monster adjacent to you is defeated, you recover fatigue. That could be on your turn, on others' turns.
Yeah, I like that.
So, I mean, but with the fatigue of 3, that is a pretty low fatigue. Heroic feat, when you perform an attack with a melee weapon that targets a minion monster, after dice are rolled, you may change the result of each attack dice and power dice to a different result of your choice. So essentially, you can pick the attack that hits you. More than likely, it'll be a miss.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so that's Karnan, Sasquatch kind of. What did you say? The caveman.
The caveman Sasquatch.
Absolutely.
Very cool. I think this next hero is my favorite hero out of this pack.
We have Steelhorns.
Steelhorns. He looks like a big ox.
Almost like a Minotaur?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
We have a speed of 4, health of 14,
Wow.
fatigue of 3, or stamina of 3, and a gray defense die. A lot of health, low stamina once again. We have a 3-5-1-2 for attribute tests. Hero ability, each time you perform an attack that targets a figure adjacent to you that was not adjacent to you at the start of your turn, that attack gains +1. So, if you don't have line of sight, you can walk up to him and do a little extra damage.
Okay.
You know, if you're a little ways away. Once again, assisting melee attacks. Heroic feat, used during your turn, roll 1 power die of your choice. You and each figure adjacent to you suffers hearts equal to the hearts rolled. If you roll at least 1 surge, you may also move each affected figure up to 1 space. So that can help clear some health from the board and maybe even move away some overcrowding.
Sure. Very nice. So those are the 4 heroes in this pack. And like I said, I think Steelhorns is definitely my favorite, at least the miniature out of the pack. But I think One Fist is kind of right there behind it. He's got a lot of character on him.
They're all pretty unique.
Yeah. So let's move on to the monsters, the second half of the hero and monster collection. What do we have first for...
I think first up we're going to do Shades.
Okay.
And here's the Act 1 and the Act 2. The Act 1 has speed of 4, health of 2, and a black defense die. And the Master has 4/5 and a black defense die. Soul Shackle ability that it has granted to it. It has, let's see, each time a hero within 3 spaces of this monster recovers 1 or more fatigue, this monster may suffer hearts to reduce the amount of fatigue recovered by X.
Wow. Okay. So it kind of goes along with some of those heroes that...
Help restrain some of the stamina gain back.
Yep.
As well as the action of Flicker. Now in Flicker you can choose 1 hero within 3 spaces of a monster, remove this monster from the map and place it adjacent to that hero. Then if this monster has not performed an attack this activation, that hero tests awareness. If he fails, perform an attack with this monster that targets that hero. So it's a teleport ability that can also attack with movement, as well as the minion has Pierce 1 and the Master has Pierce 2. They have a little bit more speed when you go up to the Act 2 abilities. Both of them have a little more health with the 4 and the 7. Same abilities, Soul Shackle 3 over here, so a little bit higher. Prevent a little bit more fatigue. Yellow-blue attack dies, and in the second act you get the red and the blue, as well as the Master gets the blue, red, and the yellow. It's a pretty good amount of dice.
Pretty hefty amount of damage there.
What I like with these characters is you get 1 Master, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4 minions.
Wow.
Which is a good amount of large, spooky-looking characters.
They are. They're very nice. Again, the sculpts are very good.
Very, very nice detail. It's like they're shackled from arm to arm.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like the hooded menace, you can't really see faces.
Right.
It's pretty neat. Next we have Dark Minotaur. It comes with master enemy.
Wait a minute, isn't this Steelhorn's cousins, maybe?
It might be relative.
Maybe the side of the family that they don't really get along with?
Yeah, maybe feuding neighbors. They come with 4 health and 8 life.
Wow.
No matter whether you're the minion or the master. The only difference here is the defense with the brown and the black defense die.
Those guys are not easily to be taken down.
Absolutely. Yeah, but the downside over here is the attack die. 1 blue attack die.
They're not going to do a whole lot of damage, hopefully.
Well,
but you never know.
Same with the Act 2 versions, the 4 and the 10, the gray and the brown defense die, and the gray and the black. And they roll the blue and the red, which is a little more of an offensive roll. They all come with Blood Rush, Filthy Murk, and Putrid Boils. All sorts of abilities.
What's that? Bull Rush?
Bull Rush. Each time this monster targets a space that was not adjacent to, at the start of its activation, add 1 red power die to its attack pool. So
it could do some damage.
It could do some damage with an attack.
I spoke a little too soon, not knowing that ability.
As well as Filthy Murk. All of these are granted abilities that they get without having to spend Surge.
Right.
At the end of this monster's activation, each hero within 3 spaces of it is diseased.
Ugh.
So don't hang around this person very, very long. And then we also have Putrid Boils. Each time a disease hero within 3 spaces of 1 or more monster with Putrid Boils, which this monster has Putrid Boils, voluntarily suffers 1 or more fatigue, that hero suffers a heart as well. So it's an addition to suffering fatigue, suffers hearts. If you are diseased, they all have different ranges of Pierce, 1, 2, and 2 and 4 on the masters. So yeah, they could essentially throw the players for some loot.
Now, what is the final monster in this hero and monster collection?
The last monster we have here is the Ice Worm.
The Ice Worm.
And they...
looks like a great big dragon. Looks like an ice dragon.
Almost like on a crystal. Ice crystal. Speed of 4. 7 and 9. 2 grays for defense, whether you're the minion or the master. A blue and a red attack die. They all have reach, which we know reach attacks from an extra space away for a melee attack.
Mm-hmm.
They have Entomb. Entomb is knocked out heroes within 1 space of this monster can only recover hearts from stand-up actions and heroic feats. So essentially, you can only do stand-up actions and heroic feats if you're within a space.
Yeah, that's what the ability says.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we also have Freezing with the Masters. Freezing, each time a hero enters a space adjacent to this monster, that hero suffers a fatigue. So being adjacent makes you lose fatigue. Act 2 has speed of 4, health of 11 and 14. Still the 2 gray defense dies. Attacks rolls of blue and 2 red, whether you're the minion or the master. Same abilities, even in Act 2. Nothing has changed, nothing has increased.
Just a little more offense and a little more health.
Yep.
Interesting, okay.
But I think over and all it is a fantastic model. Takes a little bit of assembling.
Yeah, I was going to say, those are the ones that you had to kind of piece together before we started the video. But, you know, it looks nice. And the seams, you can't really see the seams all that, a little bit. But, you know, if you're a miniatures painter, you can always green stuff it and, you know, hide the seams a little bit more. But and we should point out that these are not glued yet. These are just assembled just to show for the purpose of this video. And you also get a couple relics.
You get additional quests for your campaign. Act 1 is Shards of Everdark. And the Act 2 is the Host of Everdark.
Okay.
So, 2 different Everdark quests.
Very good.
It also comes with the reward for if Overlord wins the mission. Play this card when a hero fails a Burst test. Place this card in that hero's play area. Each time that hero tests any attribute, he rolls 1 additional gray die.
Ugh.
If this card is in a hero's play area at the end of an encounter, the Overlord may either discard it or return it to his hand.
Nice.
Essentially able to use
again. Nice. That's fun.
We all know how rolling failed attributes tests is
Sure.
fun.
And then, of course, it comes with the
Your standard campaign missions.
scenario campaign. Yep. Very good. Very good. So let's get our final thoughts. All right. So that's the contents and the abilities of all the miniatures in this Hero Monster Collection, Shards of Everdark. Tom, what are your thoughts on this collection?
I like the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
I really do.
This collection right here is, I think it's a little more thematic. I think it has like, you have, like you said, there's all heavy hitters in this, pretty much in this pack.
Right.
I like how like some of our monster abilities, they trigger with some of the hero abilities and vice versa. So I think they work really well, they mesh really well together. I kind of like the other expansions that we've reviewed a little bit more just because I think that they're a little more well-rounded, whereas this one is kind of, boom, this is going for a certain play type.
It seems like a lot of straight attack, health, as well as a lot of stamina alteration.
You do have a one-ranged person here, which is good, but the majority of these fighters and everything are just, let's just go in there and start wrecking house.
Right, I don't think they're really... This set is definitely not made to play together well, I don't think. There's a lot of 3 warriors in one group is pretty heavy hitting.
Right.
And it's nice to bring along a healer, no matter what group you have. In my experience, gaining back life comes pretty convenient in a large group.
Absolutely. So I think if you're just starting out picking up Descent, and say you have the core set and maybe one expansion, you might want to hold off on getting this one.
I do have to say I appreciate the detail, the figures. These figures are great detail.
Oh, absolutely. Fantasy Flight, I mean, they make great minis where I'm not, I don't think there's been one mini where I'm just going like, not that great. All these in this set are very good.
For painting wise, might be a little challenging, but
yeah, I could see fun. These ice worms being a little difficult to paint. That's for sure.
The only bonus you might have there is being able to take them apart.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Well.
But then you'd have to worry about getting them back on.
Yeah,
getting them back on.
Yeah. So my review would be pick it up, but if you're a new Descent player, maybe hold back a little bit. Maybe get a couple of the other expansions first. What are your thoughts?
There are not a lot of massive sized creatures. If you want to add a little more massive creatures, it'd be nice. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily one you'd want to start off with. I think if you wanted to complete your set, you might look forward to this set.
I just think that since there's like 3 warriors, if you're looking for variety in every different class, this is the one that you kind of okay. We'll hold back on that one a little bit.
Sure. Unless you really like warriors.
Yep, which is fine too. So, all right, that's gonna do it for us. Thank you so much for watching. If you like Descent and you play it and it gets to your tabletop quite a bit, let us know. Put a comment down below. Let us know which Hero Monster Pack is your favorite out of the Descent Journeys in the Dark. All right, folks. That's going to do it for us. I'm Doug.
I'm Tom.
And we're Victory Condition Gaming because winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you on the next video. Bye. Stay tuned. We'll have a review of this monster.
Hero Monster.
Yeah.